wanted to use that machine. He said we could share it. I don't want to share. I want you to get out of there. Coach Greg, in today's video, a girl posts a video making fun of a man for hogging a machine. And so get this, a guy is at the gym, he's going about his regular workout, he has it all written out, and he's doing 5 sets of 4 for a total of 20 sets on the lat pull down machine. And the reason for all these sets, he's doing wide grip, a closer grip, he's doing a neutral grip, an underhand grip, grabbing different machines, doing set after set after set. And so a girl who wanted to use the same machine approaches him and says,
"Hey, how many sets do you have left?" To his response,
"I have a lot of sets left. I have to do 20 sets in total, and so I'm not nowhere near finished."
That's what she said.
Now remember, both of these videos have since been taken down. They've been removed, but we're still allowed to talk about it. And so when she asked him if he had any sets, and he said, "I have a lot less," he then politely said, "Would you like to work in with me?" Between sets, he's obviously resting. And so while he's resting, she can use the machine. That is proper gym etiquette. If you're in the gym and sometimes it's very busy, you might be wanting to do the same exercise over and over again. Let's say you have 5 sets of lat pull downs and somebody wants to do the set with you at the very same time. If somebody says, "How many sets do you have left?" and you say, "I have 5 sets left. Do you want to work in with me?" They can then do their set while you're resting. It's very easy. You take the pin out, you put the pin down. Whether or not you're very strong, they're very weak, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter! Thank you, Greg.
The Rock knows it doesn't matter. You can adjust it. It takes no time whatsoever. And remember, the same thing can be done on a leg press, on a squat, on a bench press. For example, if I was in my younger days and I was pressing 4 plates on each side for sets of 10, and somebody comes up to me and says,
"Hey, I want to do the bench press. How many sets do you have left?" I'd say,
"A lot. I'm probably going to be here for 45 minutes because I was specifically training to break world records in powerlifting. I was doing bench press after bench press after bench press." But I would always respond with, "Would you like to work in with me?" And if they say yes, I take off the plates with their help. They do a set. I put back my plates. We take turns. That is what gym etiquette is all about.
Thank you, Greg.
And not only did he offer to allow her to train on the same exercise between sets, he even said, "If you want, I'll use the machine next to it." There was a cable press down machine. He said, "I will do some of my back workouts there so that you can use the lat pull down machine." Her response,
"No, that is okay."
And so after this occurred, remember, this is what literally took place. She then secretly, in private, recorded him resting between sets to make fun of him on social media and say he was hogging the machine. Look at this guy. He's looking at his phone and he's sitting down, doing a set of lat pull downs, resting a minute, then doing a set of lat pull downs and resting a minute. How many of you out there go to the gym and you rest between sets? Perhaps it takes 1, 2, 3.
Stop. Did you know HTLT has just released their new flavor of the Seco bar, cinnamon roll? Before you continue watching this video, go ahead and purchase 1,000 packs. And here's a secret code Greg gives you 15% off. Don't tell anyone.
Thank you, Greg.
4, maybe even 5 minutes. And so you're sitting and resting. You're about to use the machine again. And so if you see somebody doing this, all you have to do is you approach them and say, "Excuse me, I would also like to use this machine. I see you're sitting there. I see you're on your phone. Is it okay if I do a set while you're resting?" I do this all the time. Most of the time, almost every single time they say okay, and or they'll say, "I just got 1 set left." No big deal. If they say, "I have 3 or 4 sets left," I'll say, "That's okay, no problem. Do a set, and as soon as you're done, I'm going to do my set. It's only going to take me 30 seconds, and so while you're resting, I'm going to do it." Because think of it, you're removing the peg and putting it down. Perhaps I'm using the entire stack. They're only using half the stack. That's okay. The peg goes down. I do my set of 10. I then put the peg back. It's yours again. That's called sharing. Remember when you were 5 years old and your parents taught you about sharing is caring? Remember that? Perhaps you watched the Care Bear movie.
Sharing doesn't mean that you end up with less. Share.
What the fuck?
You know this is how to do it. And so, since when have we lost this? But no, in 2024, what we do is we secretly get revenge. I wanted to use that machine. He said we could share it. I don't want to share. I want you to get out of there. And so, rather than just using the machine in between the sets that he was doing while he was playing on his phone, she chose to record him and post it on social media to make fun of him. Could have been the feature film of a Joey Swole video.
I'm happy to end your career. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
And so get this woman, remember, she's a beginner, she's a newbie, she doesn't understand the principles of training, she hasn't watched Coach Greg videos. She thinks that you're not supposed to rest as long as the exercise. And so when he was resting 2 minutes between sets sometimes, she thought he was doing it all wrong. And so people are saying, hey, there's nothing wrong with resting between sets. And in case you're wondering, the proper amount of rest that you should be doing between sets, some people will just say it's 30 seconds a minute, it's 2 minutes. What it actually is a work to rest ratio. The proper ratio is a minimum of 2-to-1 to 6-to-1. And so if your set takes 1 minute to do, which is a long set, you should be resting 2 to 6 minutes in order to recover fully. And so many people who are not just training for endurance, remember, if you're just going in there to tone, as if that's a thing, if you're in there to build muscle, to build strength, to be at your maximum capacity, to train hard last time to failure, you need to rest twice as long, up to 6 times as long as the set takes. And so if you do a quicker set, perhaps it's only 10 seconds, you only need to rest 20 to 60 seconds. But if your set takes 30 seconds, you should be resting somewhere between 1 and 3 minutes. And so if you're at the gym and you see someone resting for an incredibly long time, it's not because they're lazy, it's because they're training scientifically. If all you care about is burning calories, going from one machine to the next, that's fine. But if you're trying to peak for powerlifting, for strength, if you're, for example, Coach Greg, training for a powerlifting world record, you need to rest longer than last time. And so if I'm doing a set of 10 or 15 on the bench press, and it takes me 30 to 60 seconds, I'm resting 3 to 6 minutes. That is normal. Remember, in powerlifting, we're taking naps between sets. We're trying to recover. You're on the squat bar. We're squatting for 2 hours. You do a set, 1 rep with the bar. 10 minutes later, you add a plate.
You walk around, get a drink, adjust your belt, put on some chalk, talk to your friends, text, you study for your college entrance exams, you write your vows, you do whatever.
Thank you, Greg.
You're resting longer than last time, and this is normal. And so if you're trying to get in and out of the gym, I get it. You go from machine to machine. This is what Coach Greg does. I do a set of lat pull downs. I do a set of bench press. I walk around. I go from machine to machine. I don't need to rest as long as some other people. But if I were trying to maximize my gains doing the same set, I would be resting longer than last time. And so the question is asked, what do I do if it's a busy gym? There's so many people. It's not a very equipped gym. This happens all the time. And the answer is this. You need to compromise. You need to ask people to work with them for various exercises. And sometimes you're just not going to be able to do the exact workout that you had planned for. For example, if there's 3 guys on the bench press at the same time, one of them is Coach Greg and the other 2 are training for world records in the bench press, and there's only one bench and you're in there, it's going to be very difficult to say, hey guys, do you mind if I come in and do bench presses with you? And there's 500 pounds, there's 3 guys all doing the bench press at the same time. Most likely we'll say yes, but it's going to take you a long time. You have to take your turn. 3 of us are doing it. And so maybe on that day, even though your coach says do 3 sets of bench press with 12 repetitions, maybe on that day you're doing push-ups instead. I know it's not exactly what you're supposed to do, but sometimes life throws you a curveball and you still got to hit it out of the park. Now, obviously, you have to have the knowledge on what alternatives to have, but you could in fact ask someone. You could in fact approach those guys in the bench press and say, I'm supposed to do the bench press, but I can see you're very busy. I know it's going to be 45 minutes. I have to leave in 45 minutes. The coach says I'm supposed to train chest, shoulders, and triceps today. What else could I do? My program says to bench press. I just want some advice. Do you know how happy those people will be to help you? Imagine how good you're going to make them feel. You are now asking them for help. That's going to put them in the position of power, of authority, and you wanting something from them of which they get to teach you. Remember, they get to teach you. They're going to feel good about themselves. You know, this person, a younger lifter, male, female, whatever, they ask me what I can do, and I help them. They're going to feel good about themselves. And so don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel nervous to approach someone. If you don't know how to properly perform an exercise, if you don't know what you're doing, ask. People love to help others. You're thinking, no, it's true. It's the opposite. Imagine all the guys out there. A woman approaches you and says, hey, could you teach me how to do a lat pull down? Could you come and spot me on the bench press? Do you really think you're going to be offended? Oh, this girl wants me to help her. Do you really think that's a bad thing? Or it's a younger lifter. Perhaps it's a teenager. He's 16 years of age. He sees you with all your massive muscles and says, can you show me how to properly do this bicep curl? I've never done it before. The coach says I have to do 3 sets of 10. I don't know exactly. How to do it. Do you really think that the jack guy isn't going to say, hey, I'm going to show this younger lifter. Look at them. They're so excited. I love this. And so I do believe that most people are like me. I like to help people, and so I certainly think others would want to help you. And so obviously, it takes a lot of courage to go and approach someone. Men, you guys get this. Imagine the courage it takes to ask out that favorite gym crush of yours. Hey, I want to take you out. What's your Instagram handle? It takes a lot of courage. And so to the same extent, it takes a lot of courage for someone to say, how many sets do you have left? And of course, they're hoping you say one more, or this is my last one. But sometimes it's not true. Sometimes you have 4 more, 10 more, 20 more. We have to be honest. And with that honesty, you say, it's okay. You can work in with me. It's not a problem. I do this all the time. Oftentimes in the past, I've done several sets and I've had people want to work with me. I've never said no. I never say no. I will never say no. If you want to work in, I'm using a set. As soon as I'm done my set, you can use the exercise. I don't care if I'm sitting in phone texting. I don't care if I'm talking. You can use the exercise. I don't own it. It's not my machine. I'm at the gym. We're sharing. Sharing is caring. That is how it works. And so hopefully the video helps. Ending it here. Remember, if you're interested in getting a coaching plan, please click the link in the description. We also have the Mandarin cookbook. Remember, it's written in Mandarin, the Circle Diet Book Mandarin. Exactly the best recipes, the best information, how to lose weight, keep it off for the rest of your life. And until next time, I am out.